Let's take a look at something that's been going on that people don't really know about. We're going to go down the rabbit hole. So let's start going down this rabbit trail. Let's start talking about some of this stuff that's important. So first things first on this rabbit hole trail jump, however you want to put it, is a pretty unknown biotech company. Biotech, we just talked about the event at Davos, biotech company called Orgenesis. First things first with this, the name, Genesis. That should get your spider sense tingling pretty quickly. That should get your spider sense going. They like to put biblical names on this stuff, guys. They like to put biblical names on this stuff. Abraham Accords, Orgenesis. There's some other stuff that I can't pull off the top of my head. I've got my squirrel running around my head trying to open up the filing cabinets, but I can't think of anything else. But there are multiple other things where they use biblical type of names and whatnot. And Orgenesis, biblical name, very interesting. Always pay attention to stuff like that. Now, Orgenesis has several of the same shareholders as Pfizer, including the well-known elite groups like BlackRock, Vanguard, and State Street. Those three companies, if you don't know those three companies, you need to get familiar with them because they are involved and behind and controlling a lot of other stuff. They're involved with a lot of things. So if you don't know BlackRock, Vanguard, State Street, well, they're also shareholders for Orgenesis. The connections don't stop there, though. There's also the connection to the EU, as European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen, her husband, Heiko von der Leyen, is the medical director for Orgenesis. So you've got the European Commission President, Ursula. Her husband is the medical director of Orgenesis. And then Orgenesis, multiple shareholders, BlackRock, Vanguard, State Street. Of course, there's that club. There's that big old club right there. It doesn't stop there. Does not stop here. This is where it gets dangerous. Yeah, here we go, guys. This is... Let's take a look. I got to pull this up. There it is. Let's take a look at an interview with the CEO of Orgenesis. Her name is Vered Kaplan. She's got some interesting words. Pay attention to what she says. Pay attention to this now.
That every child, every person that has an illness can go to his clinician and utilize these new technologies and get these therapeutic benefit from it. There's also, I think, many kind of new ethical challenges around this, right? Who owns our cells? Who owns our genes? Who should be controlling these procedures? Is it the biotech companies? Is it your clinician? These are also challenges that we face as a society that will have to be addressed.
All right, Vered Kaplan, CEO of Orgenesis. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Did you guys catch that? She started talking about who owns our cells. She asked that question. Who owns our cells? The biotech companies, the clinicians, who owns them? Now, a lot of people I know would look at this and laugh and go, "Are you serious?"
You serious?
Really? You're going to ask that question? Obviously, it's our cells. It's in our body. We own it, type of thing. Well, not so fast. Here we go. Okay, hang with me, guys. A Supreme Court ruling from June 13th of 2013 in the case called Association for Molecular Pathology versus Myriad Genetics, Inc. The Supreme Court ruled that it did allow that DNA manipulated in a lab is eligible to be patented, can't say that word, you know what I mean, because DNA sequences altered by humans are not found in nature. The court specifically mentioned the ability to patent a type of DNA known as complementary DNA or cDNA. The synthetic DNA is produced from the molecule that serves as the instructions for making proteins. Those are called messenger RNA. If you know the vitamins, you know that it's in the messenger RNA is involved with several vitamins out there. Don't ban me, YouTube. I'm not a doctor. This is straight from the U.S. government website and a ruling from the U.S. Supreme Court. You can't knock me for that, YouTube, so don't even think about it. Okay. I know I just kind of threw some stuff out there. To put it simply, the U.S. Supreme Court, I don't know about Europe and Australia and Asia, and I don't know how you guys have it ruled. I don't have that information. But as far as the U.S. goes, the U.S. Supreme Court literally said if a cell or a strand of DNA has been altered or modified by a human using a protein that is not found in nature, that entity that just modified the DNA owns it. So she said, the Orgenesis Kaplan CEO just said, who owns the cells? Well, if you've got something in you that modified your cells using a protein that's not found in nature, you don't own it anymore. They do. They own it. You guys following along with what I'm talking about? So, if they use a protein that's not found in nature, and that's called messenger RNA, and there's vitamins out there that use not only messenger RNA, but proteins that are not found in nature, you don't own you anymore. And that's what the Supreme Court says. Now, again, YouTube, not a doctor, and I'm just passing along information on the government website and a ruling from the Supreme Court. And I'm sure there's vitamins somewhere out there that have this stuff involved. Guys, I can't put it any other way. I can't. But I truly hope you guys understand what I'm talking about here. So if you've got vitamins in you that have altered that, you don't own your cells anymore. This is where we're at. This is what they're doing. This is the plan. This is only one part of the plan, though.